everyone, and a big happy new year to everybody who's tuned in to me over this last few years and hopefully this year's to come. I hope you've had an amazing start to your year, and if not, I can assure you that this year will be full of unexpected surprises. So here goes to looking out for those. This year I think I want to try and do things a little bit different. I think towards the end of last year I hadn't been posting as much because I was feeling very overwhelmed, and I'm a type of person where once I've started doing something one way, I'm always trying to continue doing it the same way, but I see now that that's not always possible. Sometimes I feel more burdened with other things that are going on than others. So for example, such as today, it's not going to be a long podcast show, but I did want to give over some information surrounding this new moon, so I'll jump straight into it. So here we go. The new moon in Capricorn, and Capricorn, the date today is the 11th of the 1st, and even that is 111. So there you go. There already we have quite a significant event around the date that the new moon's falling on. So please do look up the number 111 and find out what it means and how it resonates with you. The sign Capricorn is known to have a connotations to ambition, status, career, public image, father figures and authority figures. That is essentially attributes that Capricorn rules. The body parts that it's linked with is the knees, joints, the skeleton and the teeth. So just be aware around those areas of the body. The word for Capricorn is I use, and Capricorn is highly associated with work and also time, father time as they say. Pluto itself is the ruling planet of Capricorn, and it rules, Saturn, my apologies. And Saturn rules structure and boundaries, also limitations. So there's a lot of the time when we're in Capricorn energy, what we find is that we get brought to a standstill in some sort of way, and usually brings some type of stopping post in our life, but for later that would then transpire into something else, something usually more positive, because we've learned from whatever it is that was stopped in front of us. That's kind of the energy that moves around Capricorn. This new moon in particular is giving us all the oomph when it comes to finding the time to plan for the year basically, and even for these next 6 months. I had pulled some cards before I started this, and I'm getting even numbers, so 2, 4, 6. So I'm kind of picking up that over the next 2 to 4 to 6 months they're going to be big changes. So, but they won't be if this energy is not used correctly, i.e. this is a fantastic time to plan what we need to do in order to move forward, because Capricorn is extremely hard working, it's determined, it's resilient, and it's also a karmic sign. So it encourages to rethink our work ethic and the way that we're choosing to bring our goals into reality, because as I said, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of boundaries. Also it rules traditions, and sometimes that can carry a weight on us, but with also another aspect happening at the moment is the fact that Saturn is currently moving through Pisces, and Pisces is always centered around spirituality. So it's asking us to find a more emotional reasons, like basically to follow our emotions, and that should be able to lead us into knowing what is going to be the right and wrong things to us to invest in. It's almost giving off the energy of like you don't really have the time. Like last year felt like a year where there was a lot of introspective work, and that's absolutely fine, but this year we don't have time to sit on those thoughts anymore. This year is the year that we have to just do. We have to plan and stick to it, and even if it veers off that what we've planned, that's fine. The point is we're following something, we're saying something and we're sticking to it. I think that's basically what I'm trying to say. This year we don't really need external validation. It's not about that. We know exactly what our intuition is telling us when it's telling us it. And the same way we know when we are not necessarily doing things to our fullest potential. And we are the only judge of how much we can put into something. And if we're not, why are we not? Is this something that really resonates with me anymore? Why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? Even though you should be. So these kinds of things we can still have time to take a look at, so we can move forward with that bit extra information. This new moon also, on a positive note, it trines with Uranus, which happens to be in Taurus, and is a good chance that it will take you down a path that you've never ever travelled on before. Uranus is all about taking steps towards a better future, and Taurus is a money maker. So you can use this new moon to set goals surrounding your finances. Is exactly what I'm going to be doing. But as it squares off with the North Node in Aries, there may be some conflict between what you want to do and what you're meant to be doing. Again, just as I said before, that whole feeling of knowing that we shouldn't be doing something but still are, or knowing that we aren't doing something that we should be. So that is obviously down to each individual. Everybody's story around that theme is going to be different, but the theme will still be the same. So again, keep your energy as clear as possible. I always recommend doing the spiritual baths. Excuse me, I'm almost like 3 centimeters away from having my spiritual bath sets available to buy very, very soon. That will probably be around April if I'm being realistic, because I've got to buy some more stuff for it, but that is 100% on the way, and I would love it if you could support me, and I know that you'll love what's inside the box. But aside from that, I think that doing regular self-checks, meditations, the sophages, frequencies, things like that are always going to be very, very positive, and just making sure that, of course, we have to understand what's happening around us externally with the people and certain things. However, your individual life, nobody can live it for you, nobody can make things happen for you, nobody can run it for you. So we always have to be mostly focused there, and that is just what it is. I don't make any apologies for that, and I don't expect anybody else to, because when it comes down to it, and whether things are good and whether things are bad, this house still needs to eat. So that is what I focus 90% of my energy on, and the rest of it, if I've got time, I will. So yeah, I think that even for myself, definitely going through certain motions and understanding that everything really does have to come to an end once it stops really being in alignment with you. And I think a lot of the hard part about that sentence is not saying it, it's accepting it and following it through, because obviously things can be hurtful, but nevertheless you have all the strength, as do I, to keep pushing, keep moving forward. And if at the best case scenario, situations will just transform themselves, people, including myself, will just transform ourselves into the right energy, so we can actually deal with people and situations again that may be not feeling as good as they could be. So time is a healer, as I said. Capricorn heavily influenced on time, and everything that will be. So we'll praise God for that. The cards that I pulled out for this reading were, so I have got old energy and I've got new energy, and I feel like the energy that we're coming out of is having this really Nine of Swords, like very hard worrying, almost, I want to say, like looking at these 3 cards, I just want to say just getting up, staying up, getting wrinkles, trying to figure out why this and why that, and is this true and is that true, and is this person, and are they not, and are they it's that type of energy, and it's horrible. it's the type of energy that puts you in a hermit mode, because you really need to go and start thinking now about all of these things that you're feeling and how much you're going to validate them at the end of the day. But I do feel that has come out as a past energy, because on top of that came these 3 cards, which was giraffe spirit, rabbit spirit, and cow spirit. And it's see the bigger picture, now is a lucky time, and the miracles are endless. I mean, wow, that in itself is extremely powerful. So I think also underneath that, in order to accept a miracle into our life, we first need to understand that luck is for people who put themselves in the right place at the right time, and also people who look at everything. You know, when we look at the bigger picture, we don't just look at ourselves and how we feel, we look at everything involved. And by these 3 cards coming out, I do feel strongly to say that once we can overlook certain things and move past them, we can then become in a happier energy, which is the type of energy that I associate with luck. It's like happiness. It's that same feeling. And then once we've achieved that, at that point, you can then start re-attracting the miracles back into our life, you know, by just understanding and having an understanding of things that are going on around us that may be potentially affecting us emotionally or otherwise. So that is that. Okie dokie. And I just get the urge just to take out one tarot card, which I'm going to just do now, just to put a seal on that, because that was very 50-50, them cards. So maybe it will either be, some of us will be in one energy and others another. No cards wanting to come out. Let me see. Another second. Okay, the star card, lovely. Okay, so that's nice. That's nice. So then, yes, I do believe that the 3 cards with the latter energy, that is the star card. The star card is Aquarius energy, and the star card is a wish. It's a wish come true. And it's what we all really are striving for, our dreams to come true, our wishes to come true. And, you know, that takes to be a certain type of person. What that person is, yeah, I don't know. But I do know that that is what it takes. We have to have some sort of handle on things. And when I say things, I mostly mean our emotions and how we react and respond to things and take in information and then pass it back over. All of these things make an impact on our own energy and of course other people's, but I definitely see healing. So if the first cards that I was reading out is the energy that you're currently in, then I definitely see healing, because the star card also represents healing, you know. So yeah, that's really nice. Okay, I'm happy to leave it there. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time on this Spiritual Tea podcast. Blessings.